Hey, everybody. You are about to hear a brief retelling of the movie Monkey Bone. Enjoy the show. Stu Miley is a humble cartoonist and creator of the popular cartoon character, Monkey Bone, a crazy horny monkey. His agent Earl is trying to make as much money off her as possible, but Stu's own thoughts are preoccupied with other things. He's about to propose to his girlfriend Julie. The man picks up his sweetheart from a party, and Earl stuffs his car with prototype merchandise in the shape of a monkey. Julie asks to be happy. The monkey will bring him a lot of money, but the man himself is already bored with the character. Suddenly, the artist accidentally pulled the ring and a huge rubber monkey began to inflate in the cabin. The gas pedal was jammed and the car went into reverse at high speed. The couple was involved in an accident. Julie wasn't hurt, but Stu went into a coma and woke up in the netherworld. Along the winding tracks, it was like a roller coaster ride down to Lower Town. Stu didn't die because the realm of death is at the next stop. In the bag lay his psychological baggage. Just then, strange creatures spoke to him, including a snake with a skull and a cigar. The angular sphinx said that while Stu was in a coma, this place would be his home. The lower city is like an amusement park. Populated by humanoid creatures, Stu was afraid of them and hid in a bar called Coma. Sleepy customers are served by a sexy half-woman, half-cat. The bartender Bull said he's seen all of Stu's dreams. He's pretty popular around here. Suddenly a monkey bone came on stage, replicating the image of Marilyn Monroe. The monkey jumped to his creator and kissed him on the lips. Stu's sister Kimmy came to the hospital to check on Stu. The lady hinted that it was time for her brother to go to the next world. The doctor says they have 3 more months. After that time, his brain function will deteriorate and his chances of survival will plummet. A distraught Julie went to Stu's house and a mechanism kicked in. A bucket of champagne rolled out and a poster asking her to marry him unfolded. Once Stu drew a terrible picture. He slept badly all his life, so he ended up in the sleep lab where Julie works. The girl helped him overcome his nightmares, and during his treatment he came up with the character Monkey Bone. Monkey continues to annoy Stu and sings about how Julie has been screwing around while her man is in a coma. Stu is approached by Miss Kitty, wagging her tail and convincing him that any girl would wait as long as it takes for a man as cool as him. Steve tries to catch the stunned monkey, but it jumps into Miss Kitty's cleavage and leaves her phone number, but then the world goes dark. The monkey got scared and the Grim Reaper showed up at the bar and handed the old man a golden ticket out. The old man got a reprieve. Now he could come out of his coma and return to life. The lucky man flew into the mouth of Abraham Lincoln and left the lower world to the envy of the rest of the coma patients. Reaper turned in his shift and flew off on his fancy bicycle. Stu is worried he'll never see his beloved Julie again. The steel thing delivers a package to the man. He's been invited to a pajama party at the Hypnosis Asylum, God of Nightmares. Julie courts her lover and hopes to get started as soon as possible. Kimmy peeks in the window with a cigarette. It's been 3 months and she's already ordered her brother's machine turned off. Stu and his buddy put on black and white pajamas and showed up to the party. The place was packed with creatures of all colors and sizes. Stu almost landed on a bug with a human head. The local internet allows nightmares to be watched, as Julie's dream is just being shown. Stu is at a picnic proposing to her, but the idyllic picture is quickly transformed and Stu sees himself sleeping in a hospital. The doctor handed his sister a huge pair of scissors and she cut the tube that kept him alive. Stu immediately deflated and Julie took hold of his empty shell. The man tried to reach her, but accidentally broke the screen. Julie got a message from him, though. It was time for Stu to meet Hypnosis, a horny devil with small atrophied legs. In a past life he was a powerful drug lord, Gustav Ring, but now he hangs out with an anthropomorphic bee. Stu complains that he's about to be disconnected from the machine, but he made a pact with his sister himself. He doesn't support living in this situation and the god of sleep can't help him. However, Hypnosis advises Stu to try to cheat death itself. All he has to do is sneak past the Reaper and steal a ticket out of the realm of the dead. Stu did just that. He managed to slip through the gates before they closed. The man got into the wagon with the corpse, and the monkey was about to knock the Reaper out with a crescent wrench, but there was no one under his clothes. Stu rushed down the tracks again. During the night, Julie gathered her colleagues to figure out how to save the groom before morning. She figured out that Stu was in a dead loop of nightmares and needed to increase the level of delirium he was now seeing. The nightmares need to peak for Stu to wake up startled. In the realm of the dead, the Reapers hang out on their bikes, and Death, the sister of Hypnosis, runs the place. Stu threw a rag over himself and hid amongst a squad of rookie Reapers, each of whom is tasked with bringing in another stiff. Death summoned Stu and immediately realized that something was wrong with his subordinate. The restless monkey gave the conspirators away, and the horny dog threw off the covers. The monkey grabbed the exit ticket, and Death tried to hit the thieves with shards of his exploding head. Stu flew out the window and jumped on a train going to the lower city. Death had a new head screwed on, and the partners were attacked by a battle reaper with a scythe. Julie injected the groom with a solution 10 times the allowable amount. Stu had the worst nightmare he could imagine. He was about to be sawed into a carrot by the monstrous doctor, but the monkeys saved him at the last moment and they flew away on the Reaper's bike. Because of this, Julie's plan didn't work. Stu was about to leave the nightmare world, but the sneaky monkey knocked him out with a blow to the head. She snatched the ticket and headed for the exit. The monsters grabbed Stu, hypnotizing him. They had planned from the beginning to put monkey bones in his body. Just as the doctor was about to pass out, he came to his senses, or rather the monkey inside him. Harmful animals are not satisfied with the old cheap house in which its creator lives. The monkey had a cake and heard from Julie that she agreed to marry Stu. However, she only laughed at the girl. Immediately she was attacked by a dog who immediately realized that in front of him was not his master. Stu monkey reasons gave not drawn, but now she has it and monkey bone is raring to go. The bride is surprised by the way he tries to stir her up, but it was too extreme, and in the end he hit his head and lost consciousness. At the same time, the real Stu met the other hypnosis prisoners, Stephen, King, and Jack the Ripper, among others. Mouse the guard announced the visit of their master. Hypnosis tells them that they exist off of nightmares, and by imprisoning Stu they got them in unlimited quantities. Actually, it was the monkey's idea for his job to get the body of his creator. Unlike Stu, the monkey likes to be the center of attention, talking to reporters and selling merchandise. At night she dreams of ladies in lingerie, but a dream lord invades her sleep and demands that the monkey inject herself with a nightmare-causing serum. In the dream she still belongs to Hypnosis, so the monkey breaks into the lab in the middle of the night and steals the drug. At the prison, Mrs. Kitty came to Stu and apologized for not warning him of the danger in time. The man asked for help to escape. The monkey was presented with a fart toy with a finger in it, but that looks just like it. The animal was delighted. Julie worries that he has become so strange because of the drug that she injected him with, and he fills the monkey's ass with nightmare-inducing serum. To get rid of the annoying dog, the monkey sprayed it. The dog saw a man who was about to neuter the cat. A co-worker called Julie to tell her that the serum had been switched for juice. Miss Kitty distracted Hypnosis and stole Stu's cell key from him. Miss Kitty thinks he is the most wonderful man she has ever met and wishes he would return to his girlfriend and make her happy. When Stu frees himself and runs out into the hallway, he sees Miss Kitty chew the mice off the guard's throat. There would be a fundraiser at the museum. The monkey had brought a bunch of toys filled with nightmare serum. Stu's escape was unsuccessful. He was back in Death's hands, but she was moved by Stu and Julie's love story, and she also likes the artist's cartoons, so she's willing to give him another body. Death gave Stu a solid kick in the ass. He flew out of the realm of the dead and woke up in a dead man's body right on the operating table. The man had broken his neck and was supposed to be an organ donor. The dead guy with the athletic belly popped out of the operating room and scotch-taped the wound. A corpse with a broken neck escaped from the hospital, and the doctors gave chase. The stiff ran home and fixed his head with a ruler and duct tape. The dog recognized his master and brought him a newspaper, from which Stu learned that he had to look for his body in the museum. The dead man grabbed the ring and hopped on the bus, hopefully in time for the banquet. One of the passengers was just reading an article about a gymnast who broke his neck. Doctors and a dog chased the escaped body. The first person to get hit in the face by the purple jet was Earl. He was immediately covered. The clothes tried to kill him, so he had to get rid of them immediately. Now the naked man was running around the room talking nonsense. Monkey took the microphone and distracted the guests by singing a vulgar song about his fiancée, and finished it by proposing to Julie, but the ring was different for some reason, a new one. At the same time, the smell of dead meat drove the passengers off the bus, followed by the source of the stench. Recognizing that his body belonged to a gymnast, Stu accelerated and spectacularly overcame the stairs and jumped over the closed gate. He rode into the hall on one of the tables and stood between Julie and his body, forbidding the girl to agree to marry him. The stranger called Julie by her name, as only Stu called her. She decided to talk to him, but when she heard about the world of the dead and the exchange of bodies, she realized that she was facing a regular crazy man, but then he told her about the nightmares they had seen together. And the dog that ran over recognized him. Finally, the corpse took out his grandmother's ring and put it on his beloved's finger. It's a pity he can't cry because he is dehydrated. The dead man approached the monkey and demanded that it get into the backpack, but the monkey was not going to give up so easily. It broke the piñata with us toys and escaped to the roof. There was a huge inflatable monkey bone tied there. On it, the monkey tried to fly away, but the dead gymnast jumped after it. During the struggle, he began to lose his internal organs, which desperate doctors tried to save if possible. The policeman decided that the best way to stop this madness was to hit the inflatable monkey. The enemies fall and crash to the pavement. The two of them fly towards the lower city. Suddenly it started to collapse and a giant robot, controlled by death, came out of the ground. It caught the couple and asked Stu how his girlfriend was doing. At one point the robot clapped its hands and the monkey went back into the artist's head. Death brought Stu back to life by kicking him in the ass again. He woke up in an ambulance and the first thing he did was shave off his ugly beard. The real Stu was finally back with his fiancée, and the purple-faced Earl continued to run around town naked.